Dr. Larry here, the author of Save Baseball, a prescription for the major leagues. You can pick up my book anywhere. It's easy to do online. You can actually even go walk into a bookstore, old school, and order my book as well. One of the things I talk about in my book, and it's really the crux of everything, um, under the title of Save Baseball, a prescription for the major leagues, is about the image you see behind me. Fan interest in a free fall, and it has been for well over a decade, evident by what we see here. Last night, mid-April, like 8 games into the season, Pittsburgh Pirates fans have, well, they've had enough. It says 8,300 was the official attendance. We can probably count it by hand right here from this image, and it's nowhere near 8,000 people. So, this is a concern of mine, and this is why I wrote this book. Do we blame the Pittsburgh Pirate fans for not supporting their team 8 games into the season? Absolutely not. Not your fault, Pirate fan. You work really hard for your money, your discretionary income, and you're making a decision, an economic decision, where to invest your extra dollars. Unfortunately, for your hometown Pirates, it's not with them on April 15th. That's a sad tale. And it goes back to what I've said about teams like the Pirates. And unfortunately, they seem to be the poster child for not investing in the product on the field. Now, we all know you put Paul Skeens on the mound, we're probably going to see a different turnout at PNC Park, which, by the way, is an incredible ballpark in a great area. The Pirates, while they don't do much with the team on the field, they did it right with this ballpark. It is a great place to visit. I have stayed there. I have done the tour. It's a phenomenal place. It is a great ballpark. It is an absolute gem of a stadium. So this is a major concern. 8 games into the year when the Pirate fans are tapping out. This has nothing to do with weather. So don't chalk it up to that because there's other teams that are facing, chilly temperatures and they're showing up. So the Pirates have communicated to their fans, well, you tell me. I think they're communicating that they're not really going to invest much in this team. Take it or leave it. And you got to feel bad for Paul Skeens. This guy's a superstar. We talked about him on the last video. And I wonder when we're going to start to hear the rumors about his future with this team. And um, I think that unfortunately, they have to make a decision down the road with him. So, Pirate fans, God bless you. I feel for you. One good thing about being a Pirate fan, if you want to go to the game, you can probably get a pretty good seat. I don't know why people are even sitting there in the upper deck. I'm sure they'd let you move down to the lower bowl. So hang in there. Maybe there's brighter days ahead. Here's one for you. What in the tomahawk chop is going on in Atlanta? This was a team a lot of people, including myself, thought, hey, they're going to make another run at this. So the Braves off to a dismal start, and it begins offensively. They're hitting 226 as a team. That is hard to stomach and probably brutal to watch for Braves fans. Their OPS is a 685. This is ugly, an ugly start, and we know what happens when teams put in a terrible April. Sometimes it's hard to rebound. So why the poor start? Well, we can chalk it up to certainly some poor offensive statistics, but also, well, they've had some injuries, most notably Spencer Strider, who I believe, by the way, from what I understand, my sources are telling me he's going to be coming back soon. Thank goodness, because that's not a bat in your lineup, but we know that a great offense sometimes is fueled by phenomenal pitching on the mound, which the Braves have kind of had some spotty starts on the mound. So that is great. Let's get Spencer Strider back for the Braves. They also have a couple of stars on the 10-day IL. Can't call it the DL anymore. It's the IL. Ronald Acuna and we've got Marcel Ozuna out as well. So they come back. That'll fuel the offense. You get another strong arm back there. I think the Braves certainly can turn the tide, but it is surprising that they are off to such a start. Here's a team that's off to a great start, unbelievable start. My son's team, the San Diego Padres. The Pods, at this time, 10 games over 500, first place in the National League West. Giants are about a game and a half back at last check. And surprisingly, they lost their first home game of the year last night. They're 11 and 1. Why is that surprising? Well, early on, I told you the Padres were a playoff team, as I also said that a couple other teams in the National League West are going to be. So, how are they doing this? It is surprising, not because they're not a good team. They're a very good team, but they've got some key players out with injuries, and they're still performing to an extremely high level. Jackson Merrill, superstar outfielder, he's out right now, 10 days on the IL with a hamstring. Yu Darvish, sadly, still out with some elbow inflammation. You've got the Crone Zone, Jake Cronenworth, infielder extraordinaire. This guy can play multiple positions. He has a rib fracture, which, by the way, he played after he fractured his rib. He did not know it, and he also got a hit. Then they finally realized this guy's got some additional soreness, and he's out on the 10-day. Another superstar for them is pitcher Joe Musgrove. No Joe is out for quite a while. He's on the 60-day IL. No timetable for the big right-hander to come back. But guess what? When these Padres get healthy, and they are going to get healthy, if you think they're good now, I think they're on a roll. I think they're out to prove something. They are off to a hot start, and I think they're going to keep it going. It's going to be exciting to watch these Padres as the season progress. There's some observations a couple of weeks in. The gift of baseball keeps giving every single day, headline after headline, and these are just a few that came to mind today. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and share our video. And until next time, for the love of the game, I'm Dr. Larry.